Welcome back. If you are just tuning in, this is The Press, a morning show coming to you from KAFTAN television, where we have an in-depth analysis of our national dailies. With our guests here today, we have Comrade Duke Alamboye, the National President, Nigeria Youth Organization. You're welcome, sir.
Thank you very much, ma.
Welcome, sir. Thank you for being here with us. Remember, this is an interactive program where you can call. The numbers will be displayed on our screen. You're free to call, and then you make your own input towards the development and the way forward of our dear country, Nigeria. Welcome, sir.
Thank you very much. Yeah.
Today we are going to look at, because that has been, we woke up this week to see the flood that has ravaged Maiduguri. It's a lot of lives have been lost. 1 million persons have been displaced. A lot of persons are homeless. Right now there is food shortage that has hit Maiduguri, according to their governor. And then what's your reaction to this? Because this is an issue where we keep on talking about the flood on yearly basis. It has become a normal thing on yearly basis. We've come to, from the records we have, there is no year in Nigeria where we don't have, where we don't experience this situation. What's your reaction to? Is there anything we are not doing right?
Well, before I react to it, let me condone with the state governor for this loss and this unfortunate incidents. We sympathize with them. We are praying with them. We are also calling on government to swiftly attend to the issues in the Maiduguri. Having said that, we have a nature in Nigeria, and that nature is not being proactive. We always want to allow incidences occur before we get into actions. I can't forget some months ago, NIMA were shouting about this, giving the focus on this flood. You and I know, even when the media houses display weather forecast on their television screen, nobody takes it serious.
Yeah. So
that is how bad it is. We are supposed to be more proactive in this country. Look at the millions of lives that are displaced.
Over a million.
Now we are spending money. We are Nigerian nation, the states, volunteers, sympathizers, we're spending time, money to correcting these abnormalities. Whereas they have gotten these statistics, they've gotten this warning in time past. Let me come back again to NIMA that for their forecast. Having done forecast, having seen these situations ahead, what are their collaborative measures? It's not just to forecast or just to tell Nigerians or tell geographical areas that so thing will occur at so time. After that, what next? What they should come out to tell Nigerians? This is sad. This is war. What's happening in Maiduguri is war. Because I don't think there's no instant war that would displace almost 1 million citizens of a state. So this is war against Maiduguri people. A natural disaster that would have been prevented. The dams will overflow. There will be flood in such period. What have they done drastically in levels of collaboration with federal government, in levels of collaboration with state government to prevent these occurrences? They all keep their hands folded. I blame these institutions. I blame these agencies. I blame the state government. I blame federal government for these occurrences. They are preventable. They are things that Nigerians don't take serious. The policy, the government don't take serious. These agencies, not just their duty is to prevent, forecast, check these things. What is the water management disaster commission doing? There are many commissions that are supposed to look into these things yearly. Like you rightly said, they are not things that occur unexpectedly. They are not like earthquakes and all of that occur. They are things that can be predicted. After those predictions, after those seeing ahead of time. What do they do? What have they done?
The precautionary measures.
Precautionary measures. Today now, they gain more. They gain more when these things happen. Millions of naira will be pledged into this cause. Billions of naira will be put into this cause for palliative, for rescue measures. Military personnel will be all around there. Disaster control personnel will be deployed.
Which is more expensive.
Which is more expensive. And I can tell you that these are the things they want to allow to happen. So when it happens, they can from there siphon public fund. It's sad. As we commiserate with the Maiduguri people, we must honestly tell Nigerians the truth that these agencies are not working to the capacity. The focus is in local Jatu. Today, I can tell you from if you're traveling to Nasarawa along Abuja Expressway, there's also a break there. There's also a break there, and it is small. Gradually, it will begin to increase. People take a kilometer, about 10 15 kilometers journey that people are supposed to use less than an hour to cross. 4 hours, there is stampede there. We are not talking about that. Federal government they're talking about railway from Lagos to this. These are the concerns of Nigerians. What do you do to terminate the internal sufferings? First of all, before you talk about it, there are so many roads in the country that are bad that they're supposed to attend to. They will not do these things. What they call this road, this agency that maintains road, FEMA. In time past, what is FEMA doing? Lots of kidnapping that happens on our roadways is because of bad roads. So it's worrisome. We must go back to the root cause of all these issues and begin to address them. I appreciate them that they have forecasted this flooding. With I think some months ago.
Yeah.
The $1 million question is that they should come out to tell Nigerians what effort did they make to prevent this. We are talking about human displacement. We are not talking about buildings. We are not talking about properties. We are not talking about regain measures that the state government will put into to make sure they do these things. So I think, to me, we have a lot to do to guard against this thing. Local Jai is coming. Kogi State focus is there. This should serve as a deterrent to them to start looking inwards. Other states that they forecasted this flooding, what should be done should be done.
Yeah, because from what the VP said, he said this is the worst that has happened in 3 decades. That's 30 years. We've not had what
I agree with him.
We have. But like we've rightly blamed government. You know, when one of the reasons why NIMET had to make those predictions is that as individual, you try to do the necessary precautionary measures, and then government too will try to play their own part. But sometimes we've come to witness cases where government try to move some of those persons to relocate them, but it's always very, very tough.
Yes, I agree with you, but
some will outrightly come out to tell you that
I agree completely
they are not
with you.
living their ancestral land.
We shouldn't use incidences of the past to judge current situations.
Exactly.
We are moving into more digitalized and modern life. So I don't really like when people begin to come up with why do we yearn for change of government? Why do we yearn for more good leadership? Why do we aspire to say we are comparing government A to government B? It's because as time changes, people want to see those values. People want to see those connections between them and government. Reactionarily, as against or just oppose their many needs. An issue as serious as flood shouldn't be taken for granted. But I can tell you why it was taken for granted. People do not even believe in those forecasts. If we dig deep, I can tell you that the agency would have confronted the state government. If we dig deep, if we get to the relevant agencies, they will tell you. Letters would have been advanced subsequently, but the lackadaisical attitude, if they cannot even attend to roads, common roads, if they cannot even attend to common agriculture to feed these people, is it flood? That's even a focus that they will say it's not a Nigerian that forecasted it, and then let's see what will happen. That is where the problem is. Let's see if it will happen. And now to their dismay or to their surprise, it has happened even beyond control measures.
We expected.
In time past, we used to have floods. You see, they begin to make an interim solutions using canoe to cross people from here and there. But look at what has happened. This is war against the Maidugurians, and it should not be condoned. People will have to condemn this attitude. So I don't want to believe that it's about the past. It's about today. Next year, like you rightly said, next year focus will be made again. They will still must even focus should we even wait till NIMES make focus? Exactly. What are the measures? We have dams. What are the maintenance measures for those dams in the country?
Okay, right now, after Borno's, we have one of the headlines here. After Borno's flooding catastrophe, FG gives 3 billion naira to each state to tackle disaster. To you, is it not coming rather too late?
Why are they giving states money to tackle it? We have the agencies. This is putting a spare peg in the wrong hole. We have the agencies. Empower the agencies. Communicate with the agencies. Let them come with statistics. Let economists, let environmentalists play on those statistics to profile solutions. This is waste of funds. This is redirecting funds in the wrong direction. When you send the state government billions of nairas to manage disaster or flooding, what are they going to do? When the agencies responsible for this, they need to come out and analyze firstly.
But don't you think, like this adage that says it's the person that wears the shoes that knows where it pinches? Don't as the sole administrator
have you let us be sincere. Which state governor has empowered that minister in the state or that commission in the state before? None. So it's like pouring water on something that will not heal, on the rock, and expect grass to grow there. It will not grow. The appropriate body is the agency that is responsible for it, and they've been shouting. They know the statistics.
No,
NIMES are the people doing the research. So empower NIMES to advance on their forecast. Preventive measures should be taken. So to me, I think that what they call palliative measures is wrong. It's wrong, to be sincere.
Okay, let's take a call from one of our callers here. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, my sister.
Your name and where you're calling from, please.
Hi, my name is Ibrahim Bocho. I'm calling from Kebbi State.
Okay, please remember you have just a few seconds to make your contributions. Go ahead, please.
Okay. Well, I want to thank the guest and for his contribution. Actually, he spoke well based on what he has analyzed on the measures that need to be taken before the happening of any of the said disaster.
Thank you.
Because if you look at what happened at that dam, that is something that they need to take measures in order to prevent the happening of the flood. And also the money given to the state government, I think they have done that in the wrong way, although the state governor, whom happens to be in charge of the money, is an honest governor that we always see. He has been doing well by attending to the needs of his people. But they haven't said that the proper channel needs to be followed. And for the occurrence of the next, the federal government needs to come up with competent hands. I mean competent people enough, those that would handle such decisions. I mean, there are some appointments given to the various sectors whereby they are not appointed based on their quality of performance. They are appointed based on their connections with the people in power. So because of that, their aim is not to eradicate the problem, is to make sure that what happened, they are to be the one to gain. Like he just rightly said, that they wait for such things to happen in order to loot the Nigerian fund. And that is true. But we are calling on the federal government to take measures and agreed on the already said points that the guest has offered, that the agency should handle this, because they have warned that such disasters may likely happen. So what were the measures put in place with the agency in collaboration with the state government, as he said? There was none. They only said it in paper. They should have acted accordingly to what they have said, if really they want to prevent the happening of such things. That is just my take on this. Thank you very much for giving me the time.
Thanks for your contribution. So you can see your own suggestion is, your own take is in line with what the last caller just said. So as it is, what is the way forward?
The way forward is simple. We have more focused. I think orientation.
Okay.
Orientation is key.
Yeah.
When you talk about flood, people undermine flood. Flood comes at its time and ends at its time. You can only prevent it when it occurs. The elasticity of flooding cannot be determined by a human being. The flood retrieves itself
On its own.
on its own. So it's best to get this orientation right, that flood is almost as good as war. On the Nigerian people, flood is almost as good as economic sabotage. You see what is happening now? Nobody can take food to Maiduguri as it is now. Starvation will set in. Lots of inconveniences will set in.
People are displaced.
People are displaced. The million-dollar question now is, where are they going to even place those people? Because they have to move them entirely out of Maiduguri. So to prevent this, I think more orientation to be made on flooding, so that Nigerians, people at the rural areas where these things can occur, like the caller said, it's beyond papers, writing on the papers. People must get the orientation that, look, we're not talking about your lands. We're talking about your livelihood. We're talking about your survival. When this flood comes, people struggle for their individual life. Children are displaced. Death occurrences are high. Economic sabotage, economic difficulties setting. You cannot acquire food, no transportation, no immediate means of getting people rescued. So the first thing I want to recommend is proper and adequate orientation in the country about flooding, most especially the riverine areas. We are going to take this upon ourselves to see that we meet the NOA, National Orientation Agency, to help in all of in this direction. NIMET also have the responsibility to begin to educate people on this focus. Do not just make the focus and allow them to be like that. Personal interest should be shredded off these issues when we discuss them. What are the preventive measures? But unfortunately, we are in a country where if they don't occur, nobody wants to dip in billions of naira.
Happened now.
Yes.
The state has
so billions. If you just go and say that, look, we're expecting that the XYZ place will be flooded and XYZ lives will be displayed, or there will be lots of economic sabotage and social lives, whatever. Please dip in 12 billion. A governor will look at you and will be marvel and be reluctant to take that. They will act except it has occurred. So orientation is very key in this cause, so that people will know the losses that will be gained. Everybody's attention has been diverted. Just last week or within the week, we are talking about fuel scarcity. We're talking about the struggle in the oil and gas sector.
Nobody's
talking about that again. And this is what they derive, this is what they enjoy. So that the attention of the public will be on it while they siphon monies around providing, solace.
So our viewers, a number is displayed on our screen. If you want to lend your voice to this conversation, dial the number displayed. Your inputs will be highly appreciated. So let's move to Edo State, where PDP threatens not to sign peace accord. PDP threatens not to sign not to sign peace accord. According to Obaseki, Obaseki is accusing the police of waging war against the party. So what's your reaction to, sorry, let me pick this last call. Hello, good morning, sir. Your name and where you're calling from, please.
Okay, good morning. How are you?
I'm fine. How is the day? How is the weather today?
Everything is okay. Thank you. God bless you.
Bless you too.
I believe among what you are discussing, the kidnappers matters. Well, that is very, very paramount in my mind. How will a kidnapper kidnap? And they said you should not handle him, you should not harass him. So everything should go to court, judicial court. There and then they will say, are you guilty? You will say, I am not. When you are not guilty, we have a lot of kidnappers that are kidnapping. Some of these big people knows them, and they did not accuse them.
Hello, sir.
Everybody,
hello, sir. Hello. We are talking. Our topic for today, this morning, is a Maiduguri flood. Flood. Okay, sir.
I did not understand you. God bless you. That's
bless you, sir. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate you. You can imagine that is what bothers him.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, on PDP threatening not to sign peace accord on the basis that the police is waging war against the party. What do you think that will have any effects, negative impacts on Edo governorship election that is scheduled to come up on the 21st of this month?
I will regrettably say that Obaseki should face his political struggle and then leave the police out of it. In the first place, what is peace accord? We've seen lots of peace accords signed in the country during elections where they adhere to. Who cares about peace accord when people go to the battlefield for elections? So it's a mere what will I call it? A mere service, eye service, to make people feel that that's what it is. Can we record any election in Nigeria that has been peaceful? Do we really know the impact of peace accord, signing a peace accord for elections? After those peace accords, that when they violated, had anybody directed its fingers to such accord that have been signed? They are mere practiced by political parties during election to deceive Nigerians. So basically, should not bother himself about those issues. What will determine a Edo election is who is on ground. The police should not be brought to disrepute all the time. They are there to safeguard the elections and may not allow oppressions from ruling government. In time past, we've observed that the sitting governor wants to control the police force during elections by way of inducement or imposition. We have a new IG of police that understands what is happening. So when the police is not working to your whims and caprices, they are siding on another party. When they do your whims and caprices, the police is good. Please, we are not supposed to be attending to this kind of a thing on our media platform. The elections are there for you. Get the people, let them vote. The police are there, as far as I'm concerned. The police are deployed in the Edo State to prevent any form of violence during the election. We should even outgrow the times we say we are signing peace accord. These leaders that goes to wherever they want to gather and sign peace accord, let the truth be told. Are they keeping to those peace accord? As they are going to those peace accord, they've already arranged the process of which they want to win the election, the violent process, everything they've arranged. So those are just caricature they are trying to do. So Obaseki, I know, is already having internal issues into these elections. So I know that he will face the product of his what he has planted in time past. Don't forget, he has serious issues with his deputy, and that they've dragged that into the election. So today you want to point fingers at the police? No, that shouldn't be done. The police is a force that Nigerians should respect. We do all of this, and when people begin to undermine the efforts of the police, we also complain. So these are the issues around it. I don't think the police that have been deployed to Edo State for the elections will be partisan, but they will do their job to prevent. See, it will not be. I keep telling politicians when I meet them, political leaders, it will not be business as usual. The awareness is so high. Yeah. Any police that intends to do anything wrong, even on election day will be videoed straight ahead.
Just a minute, let me pick this call. Hello, good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Your name and where you're calling from, please.
Yeah, this is still Ibrahim calling from Kebbi State because you have changed the topic and I need to come in and comment on it.
It's okay. Your contribution.
What is happening in Edo is a political agenda because the SC government want to maintain the state and they will do all it takes to make sure that they achieve that. But we need to understand that in any situation there must be a way to handle it. And if power is to be exposed to those that we think we can maltreat and overpower and then take something that is rightfully there, and then it is going to result to something else. And we already know that the Edo State government is battling with internal crisis between him and his deputy governor.
Exactly.
Whereby the APC governor, the APC national chairman have vowed that they are going to do all it takes to make sure that Edo State has come back to their normal umbrella, and which that the former governor whom the Obasanjo deputized was an APC governor and is still an APC member. And because of that, they want to reclaim the state by all means. So we must warn the federal government and the INEC to be God-fearing people and to make sure that they did the right thing, not to intimidate people because they are in power.
Thank you, sir. Let me pick another
allow
call.
people to do the needful and vote what is
Thank
right.
you.
And that is my
Thank
take
you.
on that. Good morning.
Hello, good morning. Your name and where you're calling from, please.
Good morning, my sister. Good morning, my brother.
Good morning.
Thank you very
My
much.
name is Mazi Okorafo from Arochukwu.
Okay.
Now,
Thanks for
my
calling.
sister and my brother, when we talk about fraud, first of all, let us sympathize with all those areas, not only Maiduguri, across the country that is having this fraud problem. Now, there is something I want us to look both scientifically and religiously. That was other last year, there was flood in Morocco. There was flood in Egypt. There was flood in Venezuela. Now, at the end of the day, the people have to come back to ask God for mercy. Some of this is either scientifically or religiously backing. We have to change our way of reasoning and doing things. That's number one. After those fraud in those countries, the people, their pattern of religion and worship changed. They were doing the good thing. That is why in the book of Luke, if you go and read it today, Luke 6, you see that say, love your neighbor, pray for your enemies, pray for those who hate you. It's there in the book of Luke. Because anybody that can just go and read that book of Luke, Luke's gospel. Now we come back scientifically in Nigeria. 40 years ago, there was a focus that fraud, erosion will be ravaging the northern part of Nigeria. 40 years ago, I'm sure some people have not been born by then. But people didn't take it seriously. Now, in that 40 years, areas we are facing today, they embark on dam. All these things will not happen. That's what talking about scientifically. It will not happen because we are good in policy making, but implementation zero. Now tell me, look at it. Now let me tell you whether Nigerians like it or not. This one is not religious backing or anything. More fraud are coming. Reason, the climate change, whether you pray or you don't pray, because the mistake have already been made. More fraud are coming. The only thing is that Nigerians should open their eyes wherever you are. When you see the flood, start running. Don't wait for anybody. Take a race. Find a nearby place that will save you. That is all. Because the climate change are now real. It's a real. And if that's what is real, the experts we have, people that read environmental technology, I was expecting Nigerian government states to look for those who read environmental technology across the universities in Nigeria. Let them come, employ them, let them bring their weight and their knowledge of experience of
Okay,
technology.
sir. That we are going to cut
But
to.
we take care. We don't sit down and
Thank you,
cry,
sir.
cry, cry. No
Thank
matter
you,
the
sir.
number of the people we don't
Thank
know
you, sir.
what
Let's
happen
move
and
on
they
to
come out.
another caller. Thank you. Hello? Okay, sir. Before we attended to our callers, you did mention that the governor of Edo State should focus more on the internal issues he's having. But do you think he's refusing to sign that peace accord in any way gonna create some issues?
The peace accord is measures by political parties, the intra-political parties, they take to ensure that the elections of the day is free and fair. I don't think it's constitutional. I don't think it has any binding on any political party, or it has any influence on the generality of the elections. It's just a medium or a means to derive peaceful atmosphere during the election, to aid agencies, to aid security agencies. That is why the peace accord is being witnessed by the security agencies, INEC, observers, and all of that. So a way of telling the citizens that the citizens and the employers that the election is going to be free of violence. So it doesn't have any implication on the election. The elections will still go on. Stipulated time, stipulated aspect of the elections will still go on. Yeah. So that is why I'm advising that political parties should concentrate on how to win election. We agree that we are all yearning for free and fair elections. And INEC has put up all the measures. The federal government had aided INEC by sending security agencies to guard against those occurrences, those violence and vices during elections. Political parties should allow those persons to play their right part. The caller was observing that APC would want to take back those states. There is no political party that does not intend to take back a state or to retain a state. So, but in doing that, what we are saying is that election shouldn't be seen as war. Election is ability for citizens to choose and select who they intend to lead them through the ballot. So it should be at its utmost fairness. But that's what we insist. So the accord they are signing, like I told you, had been violated in almost all the times. Yeah, so it does not count or does not have any effect on the forthcoming election in Edo State. Don't
you think the fear that PDP is expressing now is as a result of like our general elections that we had in 2023? Security agents were used to do a whole lot of.
That is what I'm telling you. That's what I'm telling you.
Don't you think the fear?
We are still saying the same thing. What fear? They are politicians.
The power of incumbency from the central.
Don't forget the man shouting in Edo State now is the incumbent.
Yeah, but you and I know that Adams Oshomole. We all know who.
Adams Oshomole is not the governor of Edo State. So the Edo State chairman, the Edo State governor, if he has done his own work rightly, what I'm saying is that if he has done his own work rightly, he will not be shouting about a common peace accord that will be signed. He should be very, very sound enough to understand that to win election in Nigeria, you should have a good sense of public acceptance, number one. Number two, cohesion with INEC. Number three, a good flow of interactions with the security. He is the number one citizen of the state in terms of security. So if he is the one chatting about that, then it's late for him. Whatever measures you're talking about, practically, politicians, they are aware that these are the three institutions you must have to win election in Nigeria through any means they intend to hold. So election in the country is becoming refined as the day goes by. People are beginning to see that violence is not even condoned. It's not the way out. We have allowed leaders to violate electoral processes and come into power and punish us through the tenor through the tenor they govern. So people are beginning to aware that no, that's not the right way. We need people that will see us through in their full tenure, not people that will give us an immediate distance. So election is changing, and unfortunately, the leaders are not seeing that. It will not be even easy these days to even influence INEC. It will be easy to influence INEC. So if you think you have INEC to your side and you want to win an election, the people will determine that. because the social media front, and let me tell you, any political party that is not enhancing its media, mostly the social media front, may not have chance to win elections, because those are where we have practical and referable, defensible evidences for litigation in case it comes to litigation, and immediate abstinence. Let me give you an instance. It's a polling unit where we have youths equipped with their phones and their cameras. Anything that is going on will be videoed immediately and placed on the social media front. So these are good materials the court may be using in time coming, not the ones that they will admit people at the dock to say what did it happen and what has not happened. These days, technology has made it very, very, very clear to us that the media houses will be showing those points where tragedies, abnormalities are going on during elections. So Obaseki had no complaint to make about the police, even if the federal government has deployed police to go and help APC in Edo State. What we are saying that if he has the people, if he has dotted his I's and crossed his T's properly, he was going to come out victorious in the election.
Okay, let me pick this call, please. Hello, good morning. Your name and where you're calling from, please.
I'm calling from Chorus, man.
Good morning. Yeah, okay. Your name, please.
My name is Sulaiman.
Okay, your contributions quickly.
Hello.
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 I can hear you.
Okay, please. Your contribution, please.
Hello.
Hello. No, we've missed that caller. So, like you did mention, bringing something to what you have, what you're bringing to the table. We've seen cases where instead of the major contenders to let me pick this call. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Your name and where you're calling from, please.
My name is Sunday. I'm calling from Ekaette Ibuot.
Good morning.
Well, based on what basically is complaining of, it's not complaining about the deployment of the police. What he's complaining is adoption of his members in terms of the chairman, those that are working with him. He can't tell no less than 10 or 11 persons that they have sent security from Abuja to come and pick. So those things that the thing is working against him, that is what he's complaining about. He's not complaining about that they deploy police. He's complaining about the harassment that the upper distant power from above, they're harassing his people. Both the local government chairman, both those ones that come and pick in the night, both the one that say he should report to police station, he reported himself. From there, they detain him without charging him to court or whatever. That is what he's talking about. My people, now good morning this morning.
Thank you. So we've seen cases where instead, and that will be done quickly, in few words, instead of the major contenders, the Labour Party candidates, that's of PDP and APC, especially PDP and APC, instead of them to campaign on what they are bringing to the table in terms of moving the states to a higher height, they are there arguing and talking on unnecessary flimsy issues. How would you describe that?
That is what we're saying. The Edo people, I'm sure they are prepared. Election had gone beyond partisan. You could be in party A and support a candidate you feel, in your opinion, is best. Your party may have fielded the candidates due to personal interest, not the overwhelming interest of the people. At the general election, individuals, modern election had shown that people are free, extremely free, to franchise whom they feel or vote for who they feel that can move the state from one progression to the other. So it's a both party. That's why political parties should be careful these days on who they field as candidates. It is no more deal as usual. Like I told you, the phase of elections is beginning to change so much as fast as it can. So politicians should concentrate on winning the people's mind for election than concentrating on how to rig or perpetrate abnormalities around elections. It will not hold waters. People are going to vote, and the people are going to decide on Saturday, I think next week Saturday, who becomes their governor, irrespective of political parties.
So briefly, what word of encouragement do you have for Nigerians regarding what we've discussed and what is presently going on in the country? Because a lot of Nigerians are depressed.
Yeah, the country, like somebody said, is depressing to be a Nigerian in the time past now. It's so depressing to say you're a Nigerian. But I think we are faithful to our religions. We should keep praying for this entity called Nigeria. I want to please to Nigerians. The negativity, even from Nigerians, is becoming too much. Yes, we're experiencing bad times and all the time. I would have preferred that, even as youth constituency, we go out there to even appraise the little and encourage the government to have a push out of. It's not every time you flog a child or you shout on the child that the child deviate from the vices. Sometimes when you even appraise the little effort of that child, it has a way it influences him into more progression. We should begin to change our ideologies on how we tackle government and rather be helpful to the process. We understand everything that's going on wrong. We understand there's hardship, there's everything. What support are we going to give government to ensure that at all strata, local government, state government, and the federal government level, let's give best support to say this is wrong, let us do it this way. We thank you for being there. Even the president, thank him for the little he's doing. I'm not his fan, but in the history of Nigeria, for time past, nobody has cared to increase minimum wage. Today he has increased it. Let's stop the sabotage. Let's stop the criticisms. Oga, let's go together. Let's do a rally. Let's do a consolidated rally to say, you're doing well, Mr. President. These areas are our areas. Please, and cry out in positivity. I think it will help us. Let's change our nomenclature. That's what I will advise Nigerians.
Okay, you've heard it all. You know, we can never exhaust most of the issues here, even if we sit down here to analyze between today and today. But you know, whatever that has a beginning must definitely have an end. We have gradually come to the end of the show. My name is Ekaette Ibuot.
My name is Comrade Duke Alamboye. Thank you.
So thank you for keeping us company since 9 a.m. till now. We thank you as you are going about your daily activities. Remain positive and behave in a way that we could always have, you could always make a positive impact around the people, around your environment. We appreciate our viewers, we appreciate our team, we appreciate our producer. Thank you. Have a good day and stay out of trouble.